We know that some Conservative MPs are concerned about the idea of leaving without a deal in October, something that Boris Johnson has said that he would be prepared to do. Do you think Conservatives might end up joining the Liberal Democrats if that happens?
Well, in the local elections where Liberal Democrats did so well, in the European elections where we beat both the Conservatives and Labour Party in the UK-wide poll for the first time in 100 years, we saw lifelong Conservatives and lifelong Labour joining the Liberal Democrats and backing us. In Parliament, we've already had Chuck Amuna, who came via the Change UK to us. We're seeing Conservative MPs and Labour MPs extremely worried about their extreme leaders, their positions on Brexit, and the way that British politics is going.
So are you talking to Conservative MPs?
Of course we do. In the tea rooms and the corridors, you know how it works in Westminster. And I've never seen Tory MPs, particularly from the Remain side, the pro-European, the Liberal side of the Conservative Party, so worried. And as leader, I want to make it clear that under me, the Liberal Democrats would be a political home for pro-European Liberal Conservatives, pro-European Social Democratic Labour people. We can be the political home that then comes through the middle, while both the other parties are so split and divided and going to the extremes. I think our country is crying out for a sensible pro-European Liberal force that can bring the country together and bring those people so we can win. And under my leadership, I would want to win the next election.
So are you talking to Sarah Wollaston, Heidi Allen, for example? Do you think they may follow Chuck Amuna and join the Lib Dems?
It would be inappropriate for me to go into private conversations. You know that, Sophie. But you can ask, of course you can. But listen, I'm determined that we attract support from all sides. If they share our views, if they share Liberal Democrat values, and I believe many Conservative MPs and Labour MPs do, certainly many Tory and Labour voters share the Liberal Democrat values, then I think we can be a force in British politics our country is desperate for.
So let's have a look at something that Chuck Amuna said in 2017. I just wonder if you think that he does share the Liberal Democrat values, because this is something he said back in 2017. He said about the coalition what the Liberal Democrats and Conservatives have done to our public services since 2010 and the cuts to support on those on low incomes, the disabled and others in need is unforgivable.
Well, I've talked to him about that already.
Did you raise it with him?
We've discussed it very, very courteously. He acknowledges that what we did do is take millions of low-paid people out of tax. What we did do is introduce something called a pupil premium for our most disadvantaged children. What we did do is, through Norman Lamb's work on mental health, reach out to people who've been forgotten in the past. What we did do is nearly quadruple renewable power.
Okay.
So he knows there's a flip side.
You have to reel off everything you sent them.
Liberal Democrats achieved a lot in coalition. That is often forgotten. I'm really proud, and we stopped the Conservatives cutting much more deeply. George Osborne wants to really hit the poor, and we said no. We tried to deal with the financial mess that we inherited, and actually, if you look at Alistair Darling's
Did you
plans,
go too far, though, on austerity? Because a lot of your members, the people that you're going to need to vote for you, think that actually you did go too far, and what happened in coalition is something you should try and forget.
Well, I think we should abolish austerity now. I think the Tories in 2015 carried on austerity far too far. We've seen school cuts since 2015, which you didn't see in the coalition. We've seen police cuts since 2015, which we didn't see in the coalition. And I want to build an economic policy that will green our economy, because I think we should take the climate emergency far more seriously than this government's doing, but also get the investment in those public services, which the country's crying out for.
You were speaking earlier in the interview about the need to kind of reach out, that you think the Lib Dems should be a home for people who share your values. So why is it that you're not prepared to do alliances with other Remain supporting parties?
Well, I am. First of all, in Parliament, I've been the
in elections.
Well, I'll come to that, but we're in Parliament. We've got to stop Brexit before an election. And I've talked about a government of national unity. Joe hasn't. I've been the one leading on the idea of bringing Remain forces in Parliament for a government of national unity.
Ratcliffe, the by-election coming up, are you prepared to do alliances, to do deals with other parties?
Well, Joe and I are at one at this. We need to make sure that our wonderful candidate, Jane Dodds, can win that by-election when it's called, because Liberal Democrats are clearly the challenges to the Conservatives there. But let me be clear about elections, because you asked me on that point. I've said that we need to make sure we can bring Remain forces together. One of the ways that I've seen it in the past was through tactical voting. In 1997 and 2001, I won my seat and got a big majority thanks to Labour voters lending me their vote. Then in other seats, Liberal Democrats lent the Labour Party their votes to beat a very extreme right-wing Conservative government. I foresee the same thing. Remain parties cooperating to make sure the best placed Remain candidate wins. That's actually a practical way forward of bringing Remain parties together.
Now,